Good morning, or I guess it could be afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are all from. Um, I'm just going to give folks a moment to hop on. But today we're going to talk a little bit about spirit guides, and we'll do a energy clearing, but also a guided meditation to help you to connect to your beautiful spirit guides. We'll have space for you to not just connect with them, but also to request healing, request any sort of loving energy, assistance. Maybe there's a situation, something that you're going through personally that you could use some assistance with. We're going to connect with our guides and just create space for you to have that interaction, that loving interaction with them. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me get my notes up here. So, for anyone new, my name is Laura Rose. I am an intuitive and energy healer, a channel, a writer, a Reiki master. My goal is to help raise the vibration of the planet by helping all of you with shifting your energy, raising your own vibration. When we work on our own vibration, we naturally raise the vibration of those around us. And that is my goal, is in teaching you the beautiful things that I've learned from my own spirit guides and helpers, teaching that to all of you so that you also will have that opportunity to raise your vibration and feel your absolute best. So I'm glad to see you guys here. I would love to hear from you all. Where is everyone joining in from today? And also, just if you're new, if you haven't attended any of the lives before, by all means, let me know. I always love when I see some new folks here. So if you're joining in, let me know where you're joining in from. Hi, Erica. I'm in North Carolina, so I am right now living in the Smoky Mountain area of North Carolina, and it has been brutally hot. Brutally hot. It's overcast today, so I'm hoping that'll help with the temperature. So Erica's in Colorado. I love Colorado. I'm trying to think the last time I was there, maybe 2018, I think. I think 2018, maybe 2019, but Colorado is amazing. I love big open spaces, and even the mountain areas feel nice, big, and open. I just love it out there. So Sue is from Illinois. I am originally from Indiana, the Indianapolis area. So I know Illinois well. Wonderful. Welcome. Glad to have you all. So we've got someone from Canada, Toronto. I don't think I've been to Toronto. I think the only place in Canada I have been to is Vancouver. And I was only there. My stepfather had a horrible ski accident in, I think, 2004, maybe 2006, maybe it was 2006. And so I was only there to be in the hospital with them. So that's the only little bit of time I've spent in Canada. Patricia's in Colorado, British Columbia. Wonderful. Wonderful. Welcome. Glad to have you all here. So, in case you missed it earlier, what we're doing today, we're going to talk a little bit about our spirit guides. I want to share some information with you about spirit guides. So, if this is something like a new topic for you, I want to talk a little bit about it. And then we're going to move into, it's sort of a meditation. I always call it a meditation because I'm not really sure what else to call it, but I'm going to guide you into just doing some breathing, relaxing your body. We'll do some little bit of visualization. We're going to pair that with energy healing to just help you with connecting to your guides and helpers. And we're going to give space for you to ask them, or I'm sorry, for you to tell them what it is that you would like some healing on. Wonderful. Oh, Lori says I've been a huge help in her. Wonderful. I'm glad. Thank you, Lori, for that. Hi, Maurice. Wonderful. So before we move into the spirit guide talk, I wanted to let you know that I've got 2 workshops on my website this month. One is tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I'm calling it the Say Yes to Life workshop. When I asked my guides, I'm like, all right, I need a theme. What are we going to do? What's this going to be about? I decided to pull an oracle card, and the oracle card that pulled up says yes. And I thought, well, let's do one on saying yes to life. I find that on this spiritual journey, like I feel like I'm saying yes, but what I find is that there's always I'm still working through different areas in my life where I have resistance, where there's just some blocks in different areas where I'm not fully jumping in. I'm not fully saying yes. And we're going to be talking about how to recognize that, clear that, and then there will be an energy healing as part of tomorrow's workshop where we're not only clearing those blockages, but my guides have taught me a technique where we're connecting to future energy and bringing that in. So I'm gonna guide you through that. So it's something that you can use to help you with not only saying yes to life now, but bumping your vibration up so that you are connecting to higher vibrations on a regular basis. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. And so that's tomorrow from 1 o'clock to, that one's an hour and a half long. So 1 o'clock to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. And on June 21st, we're going to do a workshop on discovering your own intuitive style. There's lots of different ways that you can connect intuitively. When I started this journey, I thought the only way you can connect is by getting visions. And what I know now is that that's not my strongest intuitive style. My strongest intuitive style is feeling. So I'll feel it, and also receive information that just kind of pops into my head. Those are my strongest intuitive styles. And when I started this journey, the spiritual journey, I just kept feeling like, like I don't get it. I'm not getting visions. I'm not intuitive, because that's how I thought that was the only way that you can receive information from guides and helpers. So someone suggested that we do this workshop, and I think it's awesome. I think it's a great idea. So the whole point of this workshop is to empower you I'm going to talk about the different ways that you can receive information. We're going to practice together. So it's one of those workshops that I've already been told that spirit guides are going to be a part of, because they want you to be able to access information from them. They're here to help. And the more intuitive you are, the more you understand how your intuition works, the easier it is for them to help you get information. So they're very much a part of this workshop that we're doing on the 21st. So hopefully, if you're interested, you can sign up for both of them, one of them. Both of them are recorded, and I will send the recording out afterwards. They're $11.11 to attend. And you can go to my website at sacredsoul444.com if you're interested. So hope to see some of you there. So let's talk about spirit guides. So our spirit guides are helpers that we know on a soul level. So we may not necessarily know who they are in this present physical form, but our soul is very familiar with these helpers. These are spiritual helpers that are aligned energetically with us on a soul level. So sometimes I've taught on spirit guides, and we've had workshops on spirit guides in the past. And sometimes people have some anxiety about connecting to their guides, like, who is this? And I want you to know this: you may not necessarily know them in this life, but your soul is very familiar with them. They have been hand picked to be a part of this journey with you. We have more than one. So we have some guides that have been with us from day one and will be with us until the end of this lifetime. We also have some guides that are just kind of flux in and out based on what it is that you need. And when I first heard that, I was surprised by it, but it made sense, right? Like, who I need as a 5-year-old with infinite number of timelines all in front of me where I can go any sort of directions, versus who I might need as someone who's 44, and I'm moving into one direction, working on writing a book, doing all these things, we might need a different type of guide. So our spirit guides can change based on what direction, what timeline, what journey we've decided to embark upon. We can also request guides. So if you know that you're moving into a direction that you're like, this is really unfamiliar, I could use some extra help, we can ask for different guides to join us. Hey, if there's a guide out there that's really going to be really good at, let's say, marketing, I would really love to have that guide join my team and assist me. So we can have those guides flex in and out. It's important to know that guides are always available to us, but we have to remember to ask for their assistance and ask for their help. And the reason is because we've been gifted with the beautiful gift of free will, which means that guides aren't just going to come in and manipulate circumstances and change everything to kind of force us into a certain life or a certain timeline. We are actively creating this life with our current thoughts, beliefs, and actions. So they kind of hang out, but when we need assistance, when we need help, we need to ask for it. And don't be afraid to ask, and don't obviously say thank you. That's a big deal. But making sure that you ask, know that you can ask for their help is vital. Otherwise, because of the universal law of free will, they kind of have to just observe. They help in some ways by trying to get information to you, but in order to truly help you, you have to ask. So I'll just share a story. When I first started, so my spiritual journey began in 2019. Up until then, I was absolutely not awakened at all. I had no clue about any of this. I didn't believe in any of it. I would have thought it was completely crazy. But I had been suffering, and truly suffering, from severe anxiety and depression for decades. And so to help me with that, I had been on medication for decades, right? So you have this awakening. I'm doing all sorts of work on my inner self. I'm doing spiritual work. I am learning how to heal myself through energetic healing. And there comes a point when I'm like, okay, I feel ready to wean off of the medications. In the past, when I tried to wean myself off, and anyone who's been on it would understand, you get like these brain shocks. They're really uncomfortable, really painful. And so every time I tried to go off the medicine in the past, I would inevitably give up. Even it didn't matter how slowly I was trying to wean myself off of them. They just were awful. So I was just like determined, I'm getting off of this stuff. I don't feel that I need it anymore. I've learned other tools to assist me. And I was in meditation, and I was getting these horrible brain zaps from going off the medicine. And I just decided to ask. And I said, can you guys make the brain zaps, I don't know what else to call them, stop, so that I can get off of this medicine? I don't feel that I need it anymore. I'm grateful for it. It helped me keep going all this time, but I feel like I'm at a place now where I don't need it anymore. And it's that pain is the only reason I'm staying on it. If you can help me, I would welcome that help so much. And I kid you not, I wouldn't have, this is just stuff that was so far out to me at that time. I would never have believed it, but I kid you not, I felt what felt almost like it probably wasn't a finger. I'm sure it was some sort of energy, but it felt almost like a finger just move into the back of my head. I felt it go right into the center of my brain and almost like stop. And then it came back out. And the brain zaps were gone. I never had another one after that. And I was able to go off that medication. And I remember sitting there going, oh my gosh, what has just happened? This is crazy. This is bananas. But it never happened again. And I know it's because I asked. They could see me suffering. They could see that I needed assistance. But because of free will, It wasn't until I asked for that assistance that they could help. And I can't encourage that enough. Ask for help. If you don't want to ask spirit guides, ask God. If you don't want to ask God, ask angels, ask universe, whatever resonates with you, just ask. I've had so many miracles like that happen, because I wasn't afraid to ask. So I encourage you to ask. Um, let's see, just kind of looking at the comments really quick. So I'm trying to look, I'm also looking at my notes, seeing if there's anything else I wanted to share about spirit guides before we talk about that energy and move into that energy piece. Oh, um, do remember, and this is something I have learned also in my spiritual journey, that they are not all knowing. Um, So if we are asking questions about the future, they're going to give you the best answer they can. But remember, it's our thoughts, beliefs, and actions that are creating our future. So, we're continuously creating our future by what we believe, by our vibration. So that we're continuously creating things. So we can ask questions about future timelines. But because we're continuously creating timelines, new timelines, we're fortifying some timelines with our energy because of what we think and believe and our vibration. They can only give you the best answer they can in that little perfect time slot that you're asking it in. A day later, you, because of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, may have fortified a different timeline, and so that answer might not always fit. So when you work with spirit guides, it is important to understand that they aren't all knowing. And the other aspect of that too that I've learned is that there are some things that are not in our highest and greatest good to know about the future, because when we know a certain thing about the future, then that impacts how we're going to act now. So it's not always in our highest and greatest good to know that kind of stuff, right? So they might not actually have that information available to them, because our higher self knows that it's not right for us to know that just now. And so we might not always be able to get that information. One of the visions I've gotten many, many times regarding how spirit guides work is to kind of almost think of yourself as somebody who's going through, either a heavily like wooded forest, and you can't really see much ahead of you. You know that you're here and you're trying to get to, from point A to point B, but you can't see that far ahead of yourself. You're just kind of navigating, and spirit guides are in a helicopter above you. So they're not all knowing, so they can't see the whole universe, but they can see what it is that we need to know right now. And their job is to help you navigate. So when you're asking and saying, I'm here, but I want to get to point B, their job is to help you get there in the best way possible. And it's important for us to understand it's not always the straightest path, because we may not see it, but maybe there's a huge like cliff and a drop off. And so they might all of a sudden tell you to turn left and it doesn't make any sense. And so you're like, no, I don't want to do that. But their job is they can see from a different perspective, and their job is to help you get to where you want to go in perfect and divine timing, with the information you need in order to be successful when you get to the next point. So I hope that makes sense. The spirit guides are wonderful helpers. I talk to mine constantly, to the point that I'm sure they wish I would hush up sometimes, but I love my guides. I love my helpers. Um, they're hugely important to me. So I hope that bit of information helps and makes sense to you all on how you can work with your guides more fully, So when you're connecting with them, when you're asking for healing, when you're asking for assistance in different parts of your life, know that they want you to ask. They can see suffering, and there's so much suffering that's needless, right? Like so much of the suffering is in here, and it's not necessary. And if we ask, we can receive all sorts of beautiful miracles. So I'm just going to take a moment to kind of check out. Oh, I have someone spamming folks. I wonder if I can block them. Yes, I did. Okay, I blocked them. All right, sorry about the spammer. Right, wonderful. All right, wonderful. Okay, perfect. So let's move into the energy piece, right? If you guys are ready, if I would encourage you to be comfortable. So for me, if I'm going to be communicating, receiving communications, I really like to be sitting upright, but everyone's different. So if you're more comfortable lying back, you're welcome to do that. I'm also infusing this with Reiki energy. So you are welcome to receive it, or if you're not comfortable, you do not have to receive it. So that's why I always ask if you wish to receive the Reiki energy along with the opportunity to connect with your spirit guides, just go ahead and say yes, and get comfortable. Wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and start the Reiki, and I'm just going to set the intention that this goes wherever it's needed for each individual. So if someone is, needing some grounding or some assistance with quieting the mind, this Reiki energy is going to do exactly whatever it is that you need. Your higher self, your guides and helpers are all right here. So go ahead and just take a couple of nice deep breaths and fully release. We're setting the intention that as you do this breathing, you are settling your mind and body, quieting yourself down. And you can just take another deep breath and fully release it. Perfect. And as you inhale, visualize light from the beautiful universe. Visualize that light moving into your body, moving into all of your cells, your bones, your blood, your vessel. Just everything is lighting up with beautiful healing energy from the universe. And as you exhale, you're releasing anything that's no longer serving you, any blocks or barriers that might be keeping you from aligning with this high vibrational energy, aligning with your best life and timeline. We're just releasing that. You have a team of spirit guides, but you have one main guide that is there with you now. This guide has been with you since birth and knows you, your mission, your purpose. This guide knows all of your happy moments and all of the moments that you have suffered in this lifetime. This guide knows you well. You might feel the energy of this guide near you. You might see this guide in front of you. But do know, even if you don't see or feel anything, do know this guide is there. And this spirit guide is ready to hear what it is that you need at this time. It could be physical healing, it could be emotional healing, spiritual healing, it could be a challenging situation that you're trying to navigate through. This guide is here and is ready to listen. You are safe and supported in all aspects of this beautiful journey you are on. Your guide has heard your concern, in your mind's eye, see yourself being guided to a healing table. Your spirit guide is walking you to a beautiful healing table of light. You are welcome to sit or lie down on this healing table to receive this healing energy. Your guide is placing their hands around you and your energy field, bringing in this healing that you need most, whether it's for your mind, your body, your spirit, maybe all three, because our guides are amazing and can do anything, right? So whatever it is you need, this guide is here. And I just got a beautiful vision. They're taking this Reiki energy and they're just directing it exactly where it's needed. You might feel the presence of other guides. You might feel the presence of angels and other helpers joining. Your main spirit guide knows exactly what you need and what other helpers might be needed to assist you with this. They're all right there. This energy is continuing to build as it clears away any worries and concerns, anything that might be contributing to the challenges you're having. We're going to set the intention that cords are cut that are no longer serving you. We're going to set the intention that all of your energy is returned to you and that you are cleared of any energy that's not of the fifth dimension or higher, that you are cleared of any energy that doesn't belong to you. Anything that's not of love is being transmuted into love. You are healthy, you are healed. You are healthy, you are healed. You are healthy, you are healed. I'm going to stay quiet for a minute or so and give you an opportunity to just be in the energy. Feel free to ask questions to your guides if you feel called, or just simply receive this energy. I'll come back here in a moment or so. I'm going to begin grounding your energy. Take this time to give gratitude to your guides and helpers, give gratitude to the Reiki energy, to spirit, to earth for this time together. So as I'm grounding, I would encourage you to give gratitude to your guides and helpers. And I am just still continuing to ground your energy. Just want you to know I'm still here, just grounding your energy. If it feels right, you're welcome to move your body, stretch, wiggle your fingers and toes, and just fully come back to your body, back to your vessel. I'm still continuing to ground for anyone who needs it. And we'll continue to ground for the rest of this time that we're on here together for anyone who needs it. When we receive healing, when we request healing, sometimes it is instantaneous. Is what I have found is that it happens immediately. But there are also times that there's some things within us that are creating the dis-ease. And so it can take a little bit of time for those changes to come into place, if that makes sense. So especially if it's something that we're subconsciously doing or consciously doing that's creating the disharmony within us, it can take a little bit of time for those healings to start to happen and take and make sense and like start to come to fruition. So do know that it can take a little bit of time. Sometimes it's instant, which is lovely. And then other times it can just take a minute. It can take a couple of days, couple of weeks. I've had some times where I've asked for assistance for something, and then I will notice a week or two later, just like, oh my gosh, that used to really bother me, and now it's not bothering me at all. That's crazy. So I know that some things just can take a little bit of time. Yes, I'm still grounding. So I'm just taking time to make sure we ground everybody. When I was in the energy was really strong. I could feel guides all around and being a part of the healing. Every single one of you had folks around you. I could feel it. It was very strong. So just want to make sure everyone is good and grounded before we hop off. So just know that I'm still working on you all. Some folks need more grounding than others. So, as I'm grounding, I'm just gonna kind of just put out the reminder for anyone who hopped on later. There is a workshop tomorrow that's going to include Reiki healing. We're going to be using a technique I learned on how to incorporate the energy of a future you that's living a better timeline, a better energy, and incorporating that into our vessel. We're also just going to be talking about saying yes to life and removing barriers and the different things that kind of hold us back, whether we mean to be held back or not, kind of diving into that subconscious and clear, seeing it for what it is. And we're going to use Reiki to help clear that away and to just connect more fully with who we want to step into, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow at the Say Yes to Life workshop from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on the 21st, there's another workshop on how to discover your own intuitive style. Not everyone is clairvoyant, not everyone is clairsentient, and not everyone's claircognizant. And we'll be using that workshop to help you understand what you are and use that to, because once you understand what works best for you, makes it so much easier for you to receive information from your spirit guides, right? So, and I shared this earlier, so this is just for anyone new. Again, while I'm still grounding you, that when I first started my journey, I felt like every time I was doing any workshops or anything on connecting with spirit guides, it was all about seeing your guides. And that wasn't, I never saw them. So I just took that to mean I wasn't intuitive. And the truth is, I was intuitive. I am intuitive. It's just that I access them in a different way than getting visions. And so the purpose of the workshop on the 21st is to help you discover what it is that your strongest intuitive ability, and then learning to develop that further so that you can connect to your spirit helpers and your intuition even better. All right, so wonderful. I'm just going to check. I feel like everything's complete. I'm just going to use the pendulum real quick before we hop off. I'm going to ask the pendulum to go ahead and please clear mind, bodies, and spirits of any energy that's not of the fifth dimension or higher. And I'm also going to ask the pendulum to please clear your space of any energy that's not of the fifth dimension or higher. So we might as well, right, clear out your home really quick, or wherever you're at. We transmuted this energy you released today into love, but we might as well go ahead and clear your space while we're at it. So let's just let the pendulum do that work for us. I saw someone say she was clairsentient. So if you're clairsentient, you might feel the energy shifting around you. All right. All right. I'm getting the yes. Everyone's clear. All right. Wonderful. It was amazing to take time and talk with you all today and connect with you all. I'm very grateful for the time you guys took to just spend some time with me today. I do appreciate it. I do these once a month. I try to do them on the first Saturday of every month. So believe it or not, the next time I do this will be August, which is crazy to think of how fast time is going. But it was wonderful to connect with all of you. And anytime you receive Reiki, it's important to drink water. So make sure you are hydrated. It's kind of like when you get a massage. There's a lot of stuff that gets released and stirred up, and drinking water will help your body to integrate that energy. So be sure to drink a lot of water. That's why I say it so much. Drink plenty of water. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. You can send me a message. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to email me or send me a message on my website. If you're on Facebook, you are welcome to send me a message, like a DM. And so feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Hope to see some of you at tomorrow's workshop or on the workshop in a couple of weeks. And thank you all so very much for being a part of this. I'm really grateful to all of you. And I hope the rest of your day is amazing wherever you are in the world. You guys are so welcome. I appreciate all of you so much. Such beautiful energy. I love all this group and the beautiful energy you all bring. So thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful day.